Hello again, folks. This is Gary Hudson of the Truth Guitar channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today I want to introduce to you the 4 Badass Beaters. These are mods of guitars I have developed in the style and tradition of Telecaster, Stratocaster, Les Paul, and SG. I want them to be affordable. I want them to play as well, if not outsound, their counterparts, which sell for far more. And I want them to be guitars that if you happen to ding up or scratch, you don't have to worry that much about scratching up a $1,000 or $2,000 instrument. So I want these workhorses to be out there and being used by you guys, and I think that if you give it a try, you'll really enjoy my mods. This is the Tele beater. Comes with a solid swamp ash body. This one is 2-piece, some of them are 3-piece. It just depends on the availability. Custom pick guard that I put on. The pickups are stock. This comes with some excellent pickups, and it's called the Essex Fury N. It's available on the rondomusic.com website. Excellent tuners. I've made a more detailed tube on this guitar, so I won't spend a whole lot of time except to say that it has a nice contour on the body, which is what you'll find on a Stratocaster, and so therefore there's nothing to be desired here as far as comfort with this guitar. The controls are very simple, pretty straight up. I have added a low impedance 50K pot because we're running a low impedance active control board inside. Though the pickups are passive, the control board is active with a mid boost and a treble boost. And the board is actually designed for Telecasters by GFS. Love the board. Great sounding, great expander in there for tone. And just shows you what the back of the instrument looks like. Has some really nice ferrules there going through the body. I like the way those are set. And there's the battery box, so if there is a battery unit in a Badass beater, and all 4 of them have batteries, by the way, they all 4 have hot active controls, and there's reason for that, and I'll be explaining that with each guitar. Then I'll be installing a battery box, or at least there'll be a battery under a back cover, so it'll be very easy for changing out. Another thing that this guitar has is a beautifully bound fingerboard, and it's bound all the way around, so that's another cool thing about it. Pickups in the middle position. By the way, I've produced quite a demo on this guitar already, a very lengthy one that's on the badassbeaters.com website that you can tune in. Has the onboard Tele boost, mid boost, great bridge pickup, nice sustain neck pickup. This is the Fat Screamer. It's a HSH Stratocaster, also available from Rondo Music as the SX Leo. And I've modded it out with an aluminum diamond plate pick guard, which is kind of cool. And I've got red bobbins on these Artec pickups with 1/4-inch size poles. There's an onboard distortion unit called a QDD, which a lot of players really like. And also the humbucker pickups will split in the second and fourth positions so that you get two singles going instead of full bucker and single. You'll get the actual Strat tones. I've replaced the block it came with a nice USA steel block for the tremolo. This one has a one-piece swamp ash body. One piece, and all of these Leos have a one-piece swamp ash body. Battery box, just really a nice, strong guitar. And by the way, the Essex Fury N and the Essex Leo, both the Tele beater and the Fat Screamer, that is, I've crafted a bone nut for each of the guitars, and we're using roller saddles now also on these. And bridge position. Now this guitar has an ability to split when you go into the second position, middle and bridge, so that you're running two singles, so that you still have the traditional quack. Now the middle position, middle and neck. Now for the neck pickup. This guitar has an onboard distortion, which is called the QDD. All this is in the guitar. Right back to that neck position. The thing has got a ferocious neck pickup, lots of output. And if you dial in distortion, turn it all the way up, it's like Metal City. Has a universal tone at the bottom. So if you want to take some of that edge off of that unit, like if you turn it, it seems like it's a little too trebly. You don't have to worry about the tones on your amp, just set your amp flat. Control it all from your guitar, man. Back off of that tone. A little bit of crunch. You got a nice. You got a nice vintage warm crunch. Moving up to the Korean-made Agile guitars, this is the LP Slayer. It is known from Rondo Music as the Agile 2000. I'm calling my mod of this guitar the LP Slayer. And truly it is. It is a remarkable Les Paul style guitar. Has a solid maple cap, has a genuine mahogany body, mahogany neck. It has an active board that comprises a master volume, bass, mid, and treble controls, which are really awesome. I've put a Switchcraft switch in it because it's just much better quality than the switch that came in the guitar. The guitar comes with some great frets. All of these guitars do, by the way. They have great fretwork. The nut on this one that comes from Agile is graphite. So there's no need to put a bone nut on there. Grover 18-to-1 tuners. Great guitar. And I love the EQ unit on this guitar. It's a lot of fun. Just a great versatility of clean tones. Go up on the bass. Open the treble a little bit. You got bass, mid, and treble, and there's a sweet spot in the middle where it's just, you can feel a little groove. Great sounding guitar, great neck pickup. Mid-range and the treble, just a pinch, and the bass, and really add some great drop. And last but not least, this is the Valkyrie, and I refer to this as the Valkyrie Expander. This is a tremendous guitar. This is an Agile, also available from Rondo Music. Comes with some really beautiful headstock work, inlay and binding. The nut is a graphite nut again. It has a maple cap over a mahogany body, which is something that you won't find on hardly any Gibson SGs. So there's your tone cocktail right there. And on this one, where you would normally have 2 volumes and 2 tones, I have replaced those with a master volume, a master tone, and a board that is activated by this toggle switch, so you can run the guitar completely passive. It's a true bypass for the board, and this guitar will run without the battery, by the way. So if the battery goes dead, you can still run it totally passive. And it sounds great passive. I mean, these are great sounding pickups. We've enhanced the tone, however, with the what is called the AM1 amp modeler. This guitar has 4 different amp sounds in it, and this concentric pot is what you use for the amp modeler. The top thimble knob is the volume for that board, and the ring is for the intensity or overdrive of the board. I've also put a switchcraft switch in this guitar. And in the back, easy access is granted for switching amps. There are 4 different amp models in this board. I have chosen the vintage British mode as the preset. But if you want to change that, all you have to do is slip a very small, like jewel, a flathead screwdriver in here, and down in this hole there are 2 little white switches. And I'll give you the instructions with the guitar that shows you how to change the amp modes. Simply a matter of flicking those switches a certain direction, and you can get 4 different modeling amps. You can get vintage tweed, vintage tweed combo, vintage tweed combo overdrive. You can get British vintage, and you can get modern British. Also, there is a gain adjustment, which is just adjust the overall gain of the board. It needs to be pretty much left in the center. There's plenty of gain on the top of the guitar from those concentric controls. But if you ever want to back off on the gain, you can by simply sticking a small Phillips through this second hole here and backing down on that gain pot that's on the board. Batteries inside the control plate, just as on the LP Slayer. And this is just really a guitar that I particularly just favor. I love this guitar. It's also the lightest of all the badass beaters. I have not weighed it out yet, but feeling the guitar, it has to weigh somewhere around 7.5 pounds. I mean, this is a light guitar, and this is really not a cheap guitar, a cheaply made guitar at all. This is a fine instrument. I see everything here with quality that I would expect to find in Gibsons, and quite honestly have not found in a lot of modern factory Gibson guitars. So this is the Valkyrie. It's called the Valkyrie on the Rondo Music website, and I refer to my mod of it as the Valkyrie Expander, because it's a guitar with 4 amplifiers built in. That's right, you've got 4 amps built into this guitar, and I'm going to be showing you what it sounds like. I personally really love the feel of this guitar. The weight of it is just great. The passive mode here. I've got the active board turned off. Now we'll turn it on. And I can dial as much of that in as I want. Also, I can go up on the volume of the active unit and down on the passive volume. Actually mix, kind of like mix active and passive together, which is really cool. Neck pickup. Bridge pickup. thing is just sustains. It just goes on and on. You know? Back off on that distortion. Back off. Just a little bit of crunch there. Or I can add a little bit more. Now, if I want to back off on that distortion, I can. I want to add just a little bit more. Or add a little bit more. About the British vintage mode, which is the mode I've got it in right now, is it seems to retain the clarity of the pickups when you're using them in the middle position. Still has that nice chime. If you want to go passive, click it off. Now I'm passive. Active. Hope you'll check us out. We have a new website, badassbeaters.com, which is now a trademark that is applied for. The LP Slayer, by the way, is on sale right now. I'm letting it go for $4 1/4, and that is with a hard shell case. None of these other guitars will come with a hard shell case, but that one will for $4 1/4 if you're interested. This guitar came set up from Rondo Music. The intonation was perfect, the action was perfect. Seriously, I haven't done a thing to this guitar since I took it out of the box. This has got to be the best playing Agile I've ever played. Great pickups, and man, with this mod board from GFS, it's called the AM1 amp modeler. You know, really, really super cool. 4 amps inside this guitar, and you just simply, if you want to change amps, let's say you're in a recording situation and you want to record something different, you want a really big roaring distortion sound, or heavy metal or something, you just switch both of these switches up inside with a little screwdriver, and wow, you've got modern British tube distortion overdrive. It's just like a big Marshall. It just sounds tremendous. And, I'll make you a really good deal on these guitars. This first one here, this guitar is going for $500. It's I've already got a buyer interested in it. If you're interested, give me a call. Look at the website, folkstoneguitars.com. Look at the other website, badassbeaters.com. My phone numbers are there. Give me a call. Drop me an email. Send me a message on Facebook. Let me know what you think. You know, I want one of these guitars. I'll tell you, you can't go wrong. I'm gonna have to have one of these for myself if I can possibly keep enough of them around to keep one. But this one has already got a lucky buyer, so I'm sure we're going to have a very, very happy customer.